Hey guys, I'm Archie, and welcome back to the second part of my speed build of the house, Sangria Sunset. And first of all, I want to apologize for the delay between this part and the last part. I've just been really, really busy in the last week, and I know that sounds like a silly excuse, but like, I really have. I started uni like 2 weeks ago, which the first week of uni was fine because we weren't doing anything. It was just like, hey, welcome back. And then now that it's the second week, like I've just got to get all my assessments sorted out and like work out when I'm going to do them. And also, I had to start a new job yesterday, just before the end of semester like halfway through the year. I decided to quit my old job because I hated it and I had exams coming up and I just couldn't deal with it. So I've been unemployed for the past like bit over a month, and which has been amazing. But now I'm poor. I'm really, really poor. So I had to go get a new job. But it's awesome because I really, really like the new job. I've only worked 2 days so far, but I am having so much fun at this new job. It's not funny. I'm working at a vegan restaurant, which is really cool. I used to work at cafes and things before. Like it's nothing about the hospitality industry that I particularly like or find interesting. But I don't know. I love the people that I work with so far, and a friend of mine works there as well. So it's just good times. It's good times, and yeah, there are some really interesting people that work at this restaurant. Like the head chef, she lives in her van out the back of the restaurant. Like she doesn't have a house. She's just some crazy hippie chick with a van. And the other chef that works there, she used to be, Sea Shepherd, that whole anti-whaling thing where they go out on boats and try and mess with the Japanese whaling ships. She used to do that, which who does that? Like, that's cool. Like, cool. Anyway, I should probably start talking about this build, because I don't know what to talk about. Just there, you would have seen me finish up all the shelves in the lounge room, which I really like. Usually I don't put a lot of shelves in houses because I hate trying to clutter them up. And as you noticed, I spent about, 2 minutes sped up time. So what's 8 times 2 minutes? 16 minutes just trying to fiddle with stuff on a shelf there. So I spend way too much time with trying to clutter shelves, so I usually don't use them. And here we're doing the kitchen. I mess around with colors a bit. It does end up staying green, but not that green, and not all the way around the entire room. I wanted to do this thing that I had seen from the Sim Supply build, where you would put the, what are they called? Kitchen benches together, so they form like this, I don't know, this weird shape. And I muck around with it for a bit, but I do end up getting it right. And then I also, you might notice behind the windows there in the kitchen, I put like double kitchen benches so I can add lots and lots and lots of detail in little decorative items around there. And yeah, again, I'm already out of things to say, and it's like 3 minutes into the build, and I've spent like 30 seconds talking about this actual house. Although I will say that I think we do all of the downstairs in this part. We finish up with like this kitchen dining area and the bathroom, and we might not finish all of the downstairs actually. We do all but one of the bedrooms downstairs, and then the next part we do the upstairs and the kids' bedroom downstairs, which I'm really looking forward to that part, because those bedrooms are probably the best interior design that I think I've ever done in The Sims 3. Not so much the master bedroom, I was kind of like meh on that in this house, but the kids' bedroom in this house I think look amazing, and I hope you do too. You'll see them, you won't see them now, so it's kind of like a spoiler, but they look good. They look really good. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen me post some screenshots a while back of those bedrooms, only because I was so impressed with how I did when I was doing those. And just forever recoloring. That's what I'm doing. And I think I do go with the green for this back wall here, because I was like, I've already got a lot of blue in the lounge room. So this kitchen dining area does end up being green, not blue. And I think I mess around with the fridge for a bit. I don't keep that fridge at all. I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do. Trying to find a nice fridge that will fit under the shelves without looking really weird. And that fridge there, I love it because it fits perfectly underneath those shelves. It's like the only fridge you can use. And I do some cool thing with the side of the fridge. I make it the same color as the wall, which you can't really see in this lighting, but it just makes it look like, the wall kind of follows the fridge, and it yeah, it'll be more obvious later when I do the walls green. And I think I do keep, I don't know, and I do something weird here with the dining chairs, which you'll see in like 2 seconds, but I don't keep it. I was gonna try and do like a mismatch thing, where I don't know. I'm just not creative enough to make it look good. I think in one house I will try and pull it off, but I just wasn't. I couldn't do it. I actually had a friend in real life who used to have chairs like that. Like in her house, she had just collected all of her furniture from like off the streets and like garage sales and stuff people were chucking out. So she just grabbed like all of these chairs and then she did them up herself. Like she painted them all different colors. Actually, I think the wood on all of the chairs was the same color, but all of the chairs were a different design. And then on all of the padding, they just had different materials. That kind of thing. And those Bohemian Grove chairs, which everybody loves those chairs. Everybody loves those chairs. Sorry, I just coughed. I cut that out. But now I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with these chairs. That green color, I don't like green, but I really like lime green. Like any other type of green, I'm just meh on. But like lime green is it'd be up there with my favorite colors. Or like I don't know. I'm not a green person. And here I'm trying to fit in as much as I possibly can with the just decorative items in the kitchen here. I do some weird thing which I might not do right now, but I double up the shelves. I use move objects on and just hold down the Alt key, so I can place an object on the shelf and then just move the shelf where I want it to be, so the object appears to just sit in random places instead of snapping to a grid, which is kind of odd to explain what I was doing. And I mess around for so long trying to make all of this look nice and fit together. Like I've probably been doing it for about a minute now, which isn't that long, but like this is sped up 8 times, so yeah, I spent way too much time trying to mess around with this. But it looks really good. Like I wanted, things at the front to be slightly smaller and things at the back to be bigger, and I didn't want there to be huge gaps between things, so I just was fiddling around with placing a lot, and I ended up using a lot of shelves there, so like there's probably like $5,000 worth of just kitchen benches just packed into that little area. Yeah. Here, you can kind of see it. I think you need better lighting, but the side of the fridge is the same color as the back wall there, so it kind of comes around, I guess. What else am I doing? Putting in a dishwasher and junk. I wish I had some more exciting things to talk about, but this is... outside you'll see there, I made a pile of junk that I always do that, and I cut it out of the build. I go into miscellaneous decorative items, just because that, once you have like a substantial amount of store content and then all the expansions installed, going through miscellaneous decorative items is like the worst thing in the entire world. It just takes forever, and then you can never find anything. So usually when I'm doing a build, I'll just try and go into like decorative items, miscellaneous decorative items once, and I'll just get out everything I think I'll use, and even things that I don't know if I'll use, but I'll just keep it out anyway, just so I don't have to go back in there again, because it's hell. It is hell. And those chairs there, they look horrible. Yeah, they're gone. Don't worry, they're gone. And I just go with simple chairs. I think I use the Seasons ones, which I overuse in builds, just because they look nice. And rugs, I hate doing rugs. So in this house, I just went for a lot of plain rugs, because I hate trying to find a design that looks good on them. Oh no, I think I might have used these Showtime chairs. I take back what I just said about the chairs. And I hope I keep them that colour, because I like that. No, I like that salmon colour. I should have kept them like that. And then green rug. Although the green and blue thing in here is that works. And then it's just the plain rug with like a really light mint green. I don't know what colour you'd call that. In here, I just had too much room, so I decided to just add a little sitting area. I wouldn't call it a lounge room. It's just like a TV and an area to sit. And I use that awesome bookshelf that came with some store content, which I don't know what it was called, and I think from memory, the Sims Store team actually released a house recently that didn't include any original store items, but was just like an amalgamation of different store sets, called like, I don't even know what it was called. It was like a beach shack, and that was in it too. So if you want that bookshelf, which is awesome, I think this Nautical Living might have been the original set it was from, but I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. I'm the worst with trying to remember the names of things. And I used the same couch that I used in the main lounge room just because I was lazy. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have used a different couch to make it more realistic. Because you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't have the same couch in both living areas. And those Bohemian Garden, what are they called? They're not ottomans, because an ottoman is something that you rest your feet on, but you know what I mean, those little sitting chair things that look like pumpkins. I love those. I use those a couple of times in the house, and in the bedrooms as well. And I was running out of wall things to put in this house, only because I wanted to use very beachy, decorative wall things. What are they called? Paintings. Paintings. And I was just running out of them. There's only so many like beachy style things. Actually, there's probably a lot that I couldn't find in there that I probably should have used in hindsight, but... And here I'm just trying to check in a rug. I don't know if that stays. That might stay, or it might go there. I don't remember what I've done. I really don't. And... what's going on in here? What happened? This is not how... Like, I don't even remember what happens, but I know that chair doesn't stay there. There we go. That's the chair I use. And... make it like the same color as that rug there. I actually used almost exactly the same chair in the last build I did. Like the same color, the same style. And here I'm just trying to mess in. I think I keep that there. I'm like, oh, they need some kind of... Oh no, I use this really retro cool record player. My sister actually, when I was a kid, my siblings are a lot older than me, so when I was like 10 years old, they were like 19 to 25. So one of my sisters, when I was a kid, used to have one of those in her house, and I thought it was the most awesome thing ever. I would have been about 11 years old, and I remember going over to her house, and she had like a really retro, I don't even know what they're called. There is a name for them, like record player shelving things. But she had one of those, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the entire world. And they're not even that expensive. Like, I remember I used to live across the road from, like, a vintage shop that used to just sell, like... It wasn't an antique store, but because it was really specifically from, like, the 70s and... Probably, like, the 60s and 70s was probably its main thing. And it used to sell those, and they were only, like... Well, $300, which isn't a little bit of money, but I would have thought for something, some vintage... record player that it would be like $500. I don't know how much I would have thought it would have been, but that wasn't too bad. And again, I'm talking Australian dollars, so like anyone else in the world is probably like $300. Like, what the shit are you talking about? Like, that's so expensive. But that's probably like, I don't know, probably 190 something, 180 something US dollars. I don't know what the conversion rate is anymore. Anyway, back to the house that we were talking about. That wall in the back there doesn't stay... It stays that wooden texture, but I changed the color of it up to like a bluey thing, and then I mess around with the colors for a bit, which I might have already done. I may have already messed around with them. No, I think I do it here. And right about here, I'm like, that looks really good, I should have kept that, and then I didn't keep that, so we just go for a single blue, I think. Or like a turquoisey aqua. I don't know. Turquoise and aqua. They're not the same colour. No. Anyway, doors. I hate doors. I hate with a passion. I can never decide on like the texture of the doors I want to put in the house, or what type of doors. So I always end up just doing these, for modern houses anyway. I always just end up doing those, I think they came with University Life doors with just the base game arch over the top, because that works. I stole that from the Sim Supply as well. Very unoriginal up in here. And then I hate as well doing like, oh sorry, I had to cough again. I hate as well doing like excess. I don't know, what am I talking about? I hate doing like making hallways and things look nice. Like, you don't just want this blank hallway. You got to put some. If there's room, you put some chairs in there. You put some paintings in there. But I just hate it because it always looks awkward to me. So I mess around with here for a while, and I don't know what I'm doing. Trying to decide on other painting to put there. And I put a plan in there. I think I put like a big, yeah, this Island Paradise. Oh no, not that one. This Island Paradise one, which I changed the color of, or I should at least. And now I'm deciding to put some blinds in some places. Ooh, I did not keep those though. I was like, I really like those blinds, but they were just too, I don't know, made it look too closed. So I was just like, nah, I can't use those. And now, I had to go into miscellaneous again. So see that took about like 30 seconds of screen time. So that was about 4 minutes of real time of me just trying to find that ore thing. I wish I just cut out this bit because doing the hallways and things is just boring. I'm just trying to find junk to throw in there. And now we do the bathroom, which I kind of like this bathroom down here. I think it looked kind of cute with the colors I used. A lot of turquoise in this house. A lot of aquamarine. They're not the same color. I don't know why I keep saying that. But they're really not. And yeah, just deciding on what I'm going to do. I just go with the plain small tiles. And I don't think that stays that orange. I think it just goes for like a creamy color. And that there looked really beachy. Like, that looked like something you would see in a real house with those tiles and then those seashell things stacked on top of each other. I was like, yeah, I can see that in a real house. And another thing, I also put a laundry in this bathroom because, I don't know, family home, needs a laundry. But then I realized I didn't actually put any, what are they called? Clothes baskets in any other room except for this one. So you're either going to have to put some clothes baskets in this room or delete the laundry. And I would just delete the laundry because I'm lazy like that. I don't have my Sims do laundry very often. I always put a laundry in when I'm building a house, but if I'm playing, I might delete it just because I can't be bothered. Unless I'm doing like a really family home, because then I just feel like, it's another thing that the stay-at-home Sim can do, just, do the laundry every now and again. And I'm sorry, but I can't keep coughing in this. I'm cutting it out, but still, it's still a thing that happens. And then I think now we're about to move on to... No, not yet. In a second, we're about to move on to the teenage girl's bedroom, which I'm like meh on. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just there. It's not, yeah. It's kind of fun to do, I guess. Which, I don't know why I'm talking about it now, because we haven't started it yet. But we will in a second. Any second now. So yeah, I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm surprised we've gotten this far. Like, this is a longer episode than I probably intended it to be. It's like almost 23 minutes long. Which, to talk about crap for 23 minutes, I challenge you. I challenge you to try and do it. It's really, really difficult. And I go for like a yellowy custardy color and like a magenta theme in this room, so everything's kind of like, yeah, magenta and custard. I don't know what I was doing. I think I looked at some pictures for this room, and I was like, I don't know what a girl's... Because when I do girls' rooms, I'm like, yeah, pink. Pink. But that's not true. Like, I do not know a girl who has a pink room in real life. And I don't know if I ever have. But that's just me being lazy, I guess. I just never know what to do. So I'm like, yeah, pink. Pink's good. Pink and white. Everyone likes that. But this one, I think I wanted to mix it up a little bit. Which I did use pink, but I mean, it wasn't the only colour. And this really bright magenta-y colour for like some of the furniture, I think looked really good. I probably didn't pull it off, but like I knew what I was trying to do in my head. Um, and yeah, I'm at a loss for things to talk about again, as usual. Um, Bookshelf. I actually really like that bookshelf there. I don't know if I keep that one. I think I might, but I really like those. And curtains. I decided to use a lot of curtains in this house. And these curtains here, I reckon would look so much better if they were a little bit like transparent, just not so opaque. Like if you could see the light through them a little bit, it would make it look a million times better. You could have like these lacy kind of curtains that would look awesome. Hopefully they have something like that in The Sims 4, which I'm getting more and more excited about as time goes by. Like, I think build mode would be interesting. I don't know how it'll be. It might be really good. It might be lacking a little bit until they get some things like constrained floor elevations, and yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited for things like window placement. I'm excited for things like resizing objects, which is a big thing for me. So like in The Sims 4, say you wanted that pile of books there on the floor. Say you wanted that huge. Say you wanted just like a massive pile of books, just because you wanted to, or you wanted like this really 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 tiny, like, you know, notebook size books. You could do that. I don't think you could do it. You can scale things up. You can't scale things down from the original size, but you can definitely scale things up. And here I use this. This is something that I used to always see Stepho Sims do, which I'd never done. But she would always use this, I don't even know what you'd call it, lantern sticks that came with... They either came with Sunlit Tides, or they came with like the... I don't know. They had something to do with Sunlit Tides. I think Sunlit Tides may have had like a premium content, or like a gold edition, or like an extra lot that you could buy for the house, something like that. And they came with that. And I reckon it looks really good. Stepho Sims used to do it in all of her houses. So that about wraps this part up, guys. I do hope you like this video and this build. And if you do, don't forget to like and leave me a cheeky comment down below. Tell me whether you do or you don't like it, or if you think there's things I should be doing different when I do builds, or even if you have any suggestions. Whatever, man. I just like hearing back from you guys. It makes my day when I see people are engaging with the content I produce and they're enjoying the stuff. And don't forget to subscribe too, because I will be releasing the third part, which will have the download link, and that, I promise you, that won't be in like a week. It'll be in a day or two. So look out for that, and I will see you guys next time.